Dancing with the medicine wheel. So, how exactly do we dance with the wheel? I've been practicing and providing guided experiences for over 30 years, so my thoughts on this are slightly biased. But at the same time, you can trust my guidance in regards to you dancing with the wheel. For the best possible outcome, I would highly recommend you find a qualified master medicine wheel practitioner. To have a master guide would give you the best results, as they would have more experience and wisdom for your dance, and it would result in a more traditional ancestral journey. A master practitioner would most likely be keeping with Sun Bear's vision. But at the very least, get your hands on your very own Dancing with the Wheel workbook. Now, let me answer some of the questions you might be asking yourself. Number 1, how do I prepare? As a point of clarity, everything the ancestors did was through deep prayer, ceremony, and respect. So that means you'll be needing to start your journey with some sort of centering, balancing, or cleansing ceremony. And there are many forms for this. The most common thing to do is to smudge with the fullest intention of preparing for your dance. However, there are also many traditional songs that can be sung, drumming or rattling that you can do, flute playing, or simply a deep prayer or meditation. Once you've done that, you're more ready to experience your dance. What is a medicine wheel? If you haven't listened or watched any of my previous videos, a medicine wheel is a spiritual tool that was used for thousands of years for finding out the truest understanding of who we are. It's a circle with pathways to the center, which express the essence of all two-leggeds that roam the earth. It's a deep metaphor for our desire to go within, to find the answers of who we are and why we are walking the way we walk today. With this information, there are 36 spirit keeper locations that represent animals, minerals, plants, the 4 element clans, our mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual self, and of course the concept of life itself. So how does it work? It's a simple process, but it can take time to receive your guidance from the spirit keepers. It's called Dancing with the Wheel, but it's more of a consciousness-led walk to connecting with the spirit keeper stones. You can dance, but for beginners, it's probably best to not add any, undue pressure from performing. Where do I enter the medicine wheel? So entering the wheel starts from the east-facing position. There are 36 positions to Sun Bear's medicine wheel, so there are a lot of options. However, the ancestors have a profound spiritual connection to the east, as it was always considered the starting point of each day or event, and their front doors were facing eastward, if they had options to do so. Think of it this way. What comes up from the east every day? The sun. So in honoring the sun, you're also honoring a new day. To honor a new day means that when you step out of your front door or into a medicine wheel circle, you're committing to a new experience each time. How do I enter? Well, I highly recommend getting your hands on some sort of tobacco, cornmeal, cedar, or sage, or some other offering. I always carry a pouch with my knick-knack, which is just basically a tobacco and herb mix. Once you reach the east-facing spirit keeper stone, or entrance, you'll say a prayer of intention to begin your experience. Here's an example of what you could say. In honor of the Creator, the universe, the ancestors, and all things, I commit to allowing myself the experience of this dance with the wheel, and to find who I am in my now moment. I give of myself my thoughts, and proceed with only my heart as my guide. Aho. Next question is, how do I dance with the wheel? So, there are countless ways of dancing with the wheel, but when you do your first dance, you'll need to begin with one full circle of recognition. You'll start walking the outer perimeter of the wheel in a clockwise direction. In other words, head towards the south positioned spirit keeper stone, or basically go left. So once you enter the door or the entrance to the medicine wheel, take a left and start a full circle. As you make one full rotation around the outer circle, you need to begin locking on to the spirit keeper stones as you pass them. Be sure to look at all of the spirit keeper stones. Don't just try to focus on one particular stone. And don't just focus on the ones you pass by your feet or that certain one that caught your eye 10 minutes before you started your dance. Become more aware of what each of these spirit keeper stones are asking you, how they're trying to communicate with you, how each spirit keeper stone feels. Once you complete your first general loop around, you'll then head straight to the first spirit keeper stone that calls you the most. You don't have to walk around the outer circle like you had done in the first lap. Now you simply head to whichever spirit keeper stone calls you the loudest. Try to connect deeper with your first spirit keeper. Spend time with it and try to feel what it's offering you. What is it saying to you? How is it communicating with you? Is there something in how it looks, feels, or is it just, unexplainable? Some people have emotional moments with each spirit keeper. Some people have only a few moments of deep connect with spirit keepers anyway. Others may receive words or see special colors or effects. Some people simply love the color or texture of the spirit keeper and just touch them. Some people cry or faint or spend a long time at each location in a brief meditation or ceremony. It doesn't matter what happens, as each person is different. Therefore, the reason behind the connection should be different. So keep your expectations to a minimum and just allow yourself to experience. Now, once you've finished your first spirit keeper connection, that first position, move away from that spirit keeper and continue to feel and receive from the other spirit keepers that are calling you. Don't worry about where your next spirit keeper is located, just simply walk to its location and be with it. How do I know when my dance is done? That's actually a very common question that just about everybody that does this for the first time asks me. So here's my simple answer. You'll know it's done as soon as you ask yourself if it's done. Because as soon as you go back into your brain to ask that question, you've stopped using your heart to feel your dance unfold, and you're ready to exit the wheel. Keep in mind, there is no set number of connections you can have while on your dance. Everyone is different, so you may connect with 2 spirit keepers, or 20, or 7, or 1. Now, what happens if I don't feel anything? So there is a chance you're not ready to. Or maybe you didn't take the smudging ceremony seriously. Or maybe while you were dancing, you couldn't get out of your head to feel anything. It's not a bad thing. It's actually telling you exactly who you are in that moment. That's the whole design of the medicine wheel. If you don't connect with anything, then it's quite possible that in your, everyday life, you may be struggling with connecting to anything. So don't worry about not connecting. Just know that you are where you are because of who you are in this moment. Maybe do some work on your understanding of who you are and find outlets, practitioners, spiritual guides, or your highest power, the, spirit, creator, God, that sort of thing. Try to find your highest power to begin your journey within. So what happens after my dance is done? If you're doing this alone, you'll need to write down which spirit keepers you stopped at with the exact sequence you visited each and how each of the connections felt. You would then find out what each spirit keeper represents by using the Dancing with the Wheel workbook, or your practitioner will review your dance with you. That's basically how I do it. So if you hire a practitioner, it's up to them to interpret your results based on the spirit keepers you visited, your expression of emotions or feelings at each spirit keeper, and, of course, the sequence of your connections. I personally watch each person and record their journey on a chart. Then, after the initial dance is done, we sit and review the entirety of their dance directly after. It's fresh in their minds. The experience is like electric with them, so it's the best time to review it. Now, I prefer to review it immediately as the energy is at its highest after such deep connection to the spirit keepers. More times than not, my guests will dance a second time for a more focused connection with specific spirit keeper stones. It kind of helps them clear up some loose ends, so to speak. What kind of things will I find out about myself when I dance? The spirit keepers will show you things to watch out for, things to look for, colors to focus on, or plants and minerals to bring into your future. It can also tell you where in your life your mind, body, heart, and soul is. It can tell you how open you are to change or how closed off you are to your spirituality. It can show you if you're missing out on being the inner child, or if you are preparing for a transformation of some sort. A shift, changing of jobs, changing of relationships. It's something that can't be pinpointed until you actually dance with the wheel. I hope that clears up a lot of your questions. So, thank you for stepping into your peace and your desire to find out who you truly are. Until next time, ubirataka nametako oese. To my relations, I am grateful for you.